provide a house for them or take care of your parents. You work towards a goal. It's not a failure. It's steps to success.
What if the NBA's most dominant force once had no country, no money, and no certainty about tomorrow? That's the reality Giannis Antetokounmpo was born into. A child of Nigerian immigrants growing up undocumented in the streets of Athens, helping his family survive by selling items on sidewalks. From that struggle came a rise no one could have predicted. In 2013, the Milwaukee Bucks took a chance on a skinny teenager with long strides and even longer odds, drafting him 15th overall. What happened next turned him into the Greek Freak, a global superstar, MVP, NBA champion, and one of the most inspiring athletes of this generation. This isn't just a story about basketball. It's about identity, resilience, and a journey from nothing to greatness. Welcome to the luxe life of Giannis Antetokounmpo. Before the world learned his name, Giannis Antetokounmpo moved through Sepolia like a quiet spark in a city too distracted to notice. Born on December 6, 1994, to Nigerian parents who crossed continents for a better life, he grew up in an Athens where hope felt distant and opportunity rarely appeared. But the family's dreams collided with the harshness of life without citizenship. With unstable work and constant financial strain, Giannis's childhood became less play and more survival. By 6 or 7, he and his brothers were already selling sunglasses and trinkets on the streets, pushing through crowds with the persistence of kids who knew every coin kept the lights on. At home, nights offered no relief. The brothers shared a single narrow bed, clinging to each other like warmth was something they had to borrow, all while eviction threats hung over them like an unending winter. Still, the Antetokounmpo family held tight, their unity stronger than their circumstances. Basketball entered his life by chance. Though Giannis dreamed of football, a coach saw promise in the tall, reserved boy and urged him to try the game, hinting it might help feed the family. Stepping onto the court felt uncertain at first, but it quietly became the doorway to a destiny far larger than he imagined. By 2007, he was playing organized basketball, his raw agility and hunger forming a rare combination shaped by years of hustling through the streets. In 2011, at 16, he joined Philadelphia's senior team, surprising seasoned players with how quickly the once invisible kid was becoming remarkable. Yet even as he rose, he remained legally unseen, without nationality despite being born and raised in Greece. That changed on May 9, 2013, when he finally received Greek citizenship, just weeks before the NBA draft. After years of living between worlds, he was finally recognized by the one he called home. Through all this, mentors and community figures, including a local priest, shaped his values, grounding him in humility and faith. Giannis's early life was a collage of hardship and hope. Street-side hustle, a home stretched thin but full of love, an identity forged like metal under pressure. Before becoming the Greek Freak, he was a boy shaped in the shadows, his strength born from endurance, family, faith, and the belief that something greater waited beyond Sepolia's narrow streets. Giannis Antetokounmpo's ascent began the moment his name echoed through the Barclays Center during the NBA draft. Selected 15th by the Milwaukee Bucks, he entered the league as a slender enigma, his potential stretching ahead of him like his arms gliding across the hardwood. That night marked the beginning of a transformation for both a young talent and a franchise ready to rise again. Arriving in Milwaukee, he was quiet and unpolished, like a storm waiting to gather force. Yet not long into his rookie season, the league felt his first tremor. Giannis earned Eastern Conference Rookie of the Month, his flashes of brilliance breaking through his inexperience like sunlight piercing morning fog. Over the next few years, he reshaped himself, stronger, faster, sharper, evolving into one of the NBA's most dynamic two-way threats. Recognizing his rapid rise, the Bucks locked him in with a 4-year, $100 million extension, declaring him the centerpiece of their future. Soon after, his breakthrough became impossible to deny. Giannis became the first Greek player ever selected as an all-star starter, his ascent rolling through the league like a tide too powerful to resist. Then his greatness erupted. As Milwaukee surged to the league's best record, Giannis claimed his first MVP, and the following season he repeated the feat, this time adding Defensive Player of the Year, joining Michael Jordan and Hakeem Olajuwon among the rare few to dominate both ends of the floor. His game unfolded like a storm, relentless, electrifying, impossible to ignore. Not long after, he made a defining commitment, a 5-year, $228 million supermax extension, anchoring himself in Milwaukee like a tree rooted deep in the soil that raised it. Destiny soon followed. In the finals, Giannis delivered one of the greatest performances in NBA history, 50 points in a decisive Game 6, ending Milwaukee's half-century championship drought and earning Finals MVP. It was a masterpiece carved under pressure, elevating him from star to legend. His momentum never stalled. In the seasons that followed, he stacked achievement after achievement, 10 straight All-Star nods, multiple All-NBA first-team selections, and a growing reputation as one of basketball's most fearsome two-way forces. He became Milwaukee's heartbeat, steady and powerful, the gravitational center of the entire organization. But even giants face storms. As the Bucks endured early playoff exits and rising tension, speculation swirled about Giannis's future. Pressure mounted, yet he remained Milwaukee's anchor, steadfast, loyal, unshaken. From draft night obscurity to global icon, Giannis Antetokounmpo's career stands as a modern epic, fueled by resilience, loyalty, and a hunger that only grows. And even now, his story remains unfinished, moving forward one unstoppable stride at a time. As Giannis rose higher in the basketball world, another part of his story quietly unfolded, a steady rise in wealth shaped by the same relentless energy that once pushed him through the streets of Athens. Over time, his net worth swelled, eventually reaching $94 million, reflecting not just his on-court dominance, but his sharpened instincts off of it. His fortune, like his career, begins with basketball. The Milwaukee Bucks recognized his value early, laying the cornerstone of his empire with a 5-year, $228.2 million supermax deal in 2020. That foundation only grew stronger when he signed a 3-year, $175.4 million extension in 2023. By the 2025-26 season, he was earning $54.1 million, a figure set to climb past $62 million by 2027-28, pushing his projected career earnings beyond $338 million, a financial summit reserved for the sport's most powerful figures. Yet Giannis's wealth flows far beyond NBA paychecks. Off the court, his presence radiates like a global beacon. His partnership with Nike, worth an estimated $7 to $10 million annually, elevated him into a worldwide brand. The debut of the Zoom Freak 1 in 2019, Nike's largest initial launch for a basketball signature shoe, proved just how magnetic his name had become. His endorsements multiplied into a constellation of major companies: Google, Breitling, Castrol, JBL, Kimberly-Clark, Johnsonville, Kohl's, each adding momentum to his global influence. By 2025, his annual income soared to $99.1 million, placing him among the planet's highest-paid athletes. But Giannis's financial story isn't merely about earning money, it's about shaping legacy. Over the years, he evolved into a strategic investor, channeling his success into ventures built for longevity. He secured an early stake in Ready Nutrition in 2020 and expanded his entrepreneurial reach through Build Your Legacy Ventures, launched in 2024. His investments stretch across industries of the future: wave sports plus entertainment, alt, Antidote Health, and even ownership in Nashville Soccer Club, a portfolio as diverse and dynamic as his style of play. His influence even crossed into Hollywood. In 2022, Disney released Rise, the dramatization of his family's story, amplifying his presence far beyond sports. Coupled with the ongoing success of his sneaker line and the bonuses earned after winning the 2024 NBA Cup MVP, Giannis created income streams that not only grew broader, but increasingly sustained themselves, like a river fed by countless thriving tributaries. And wealth for Giannis also takes physical form. His real estate holdings stretch across the US and Greece, anchoring his prosperity in places that matter most to him. His garage, filled with luxury vehicles from Mercedes and BMW, mirrors a life transformed, one unimaginable to the boy who once shared shoes with his brothers on the streets of Athens. Through it all, Giannis's financial journey remains a reflection of his character: humble, disciplined, and driven by a belief that every step forward should create opportunities not just for him, but for the generations who follow. His wealth isn't merely fortune, it is the result of turning adversity into abundance and talent into an empire. And even now, that empire continues to expand, quietly, powerfully, and with the same unstoppable force that has defined Giannis Antetokounmpo from the very beginning. With millions now at his fingertips, Giannis could have surrounded himself with excess. Instead, he chose to express his success in a quieter way, starting with the cars he drives. Giannis Antetokounmpo's car collection reflects the same grounded simplicity that shaped his rise: purposeful, steady, and never done for show. Instead of chasing flashy excess, he chooses vehicles that fit his life, each one echoing a chapter of his journey from humble beginnings to global stardom. His GMC Yukon, priced around $52,100, has been with him since his early NBA days, a full-size SUV built for family life and everyday drives. Its roomy interior and strong V8 engine make it a natural fit for someone who values comfort and practicality. It mirrors Giannis off the court, dependable, focused, and steady, like a calm anchor beneath the rush of fame. Close by sits his BMW X6, a sleek black SUV he picked up from a Milwaukee dealership. At roughly $55,000, it blends luxury with restraint. Its modern lines and quiet boldness reflect Giannis's own presence, the kind of confidence that speaks softly yet commands attention, much like a shadow stretching confidently across the court. Another key piece in his garage is the Land Rover Defender 110, costing between $51,700 and $60,600. Rugged yet refined, it matches Giannis's commanding style with its bold frame and powerful performance. He once joked about deserving a Defender after a Defensive Player of the Year snub, a playful jab that fans instantly recognized. The SUV stands as sturdy and unbothered as Giannis in the face of criticism. Then there's the BMW i8, a futuristic hybrid sports car priced around $147,500. With butterfly doors and a sleek aerodynamic body, it shows his appreciation for innovation and flair. Fast yet elegant, the i8 feels like a glimpse of the future, the same way Giannis's game often looks a step ahead of everyone else. At the top of his collection sits the Rolls Royce Cullinan, worth about $336,000. It's the crown jewel of his garage, though Giannis doesn't keep it as a trophy. With its handcrafted interior and calm, luxurious ride, the Cullinan offers him rare stillness, like a deep breath between storms, a quiet escape from the chaos of NBA life. Despite his wealth, Giannis owns only a small number of cars. None of them are status symbols. Each one plays a real role in his life, from family travel to daily comfort to occasional indulgence. Together, they form a portrait of balance and humility, a reminder that the boy who once walked everywhere still chooses thoughtfully, even when he's behind the wheel of a Rolls Royce. Giannis's cars don't flaunt his success. They reveal his values: grounded, grateful, and always connected to where he came from. And just as his cars reflect the way he lives, so do the places he calls home. Spaces chosen with the same intention and grounded simplicity. Giannis Antetokounmpo's housing journey mirrors his rise, a shift from cramped Athens apartments to expansive estates, like watching his life stretch outward with every hard-earned step. His homes are more than structures. They mark the chapters of a life transformed. His first major purchase came in 2018 when he bought a $1.8 million mansion in River Hills, Wisconsin, a dramatic leap from the small two-bedroom apartment he once shared with his family early in his NBA career. Nearly 10,000 square feet, the home includes 5 bedrooms, 7.5 bathrooms, a retractable wall opening to a peaceful pool, a private gym, wine cellar, and theater. It gave him what he never had growing up: space, comfort, and a sense of permanence, like finally exhaling after years of holding his breath. Adding to its meaning, the house had previously belonged to former Bucks teammates Michael Carter-Williams and Mirza Teletovic, a symbolic passing of the torch within the franchise. For someone who once squeezed into tight spaces with loved ones, owning this home felt like claiming solid ground at last. But Giannis's story stretches further. As his career reached new heights, he turned back toward Greece, choosing not luxury for luxury's sake, but connection. In Psychiko, Athens, he invested in a striking modern residence worth about $11 million, a bright, glass-filled sanctuary built to house his mother and brothers. Its curved balconies, lush greenery, and futuristic design make it feel almost sculptural, a blend of success and homecoming. The Psychiko home contrasts sharply with his Wisconsin estate, sleek instead of classic, airy instead of warm. Its white exterior and wide windows flood the space with light, while rooftop water features shimmer like calm ponds. A serene reminder that the boy who once had no citizenship now owns part of one of Athens's most prestigious districts. Across both homes, one truth is clear. Giannis doesn't buy property to flaunt wealth. He chooses places that hold meaning, one close to the team that shaped him, the other rooted in the country that raised him. His homes reflect not just success, but gratitude. Not just growth, but intention. From tight, shared rooms to expansive spaces filled with light, family, and possibility. Giannis Antetokounmpo's homes stand as reminders of how far he has climbed and how deeply he remembers where he began. Giannis Antetokounmpo's luxuries, beyond homes and cars, less than or equal to 200 words. When Giannis indulges, he does it with meaning, especially on his wrist. His first splurge was a Rolex Oyster Perpetual, approximately $6,400. A modest start for a rising star who once sold street watches in Athens. After the 2021 title, he stepped up to a Rolex Sky Dweller, approximately $14,800. Then marked his record $228 million deal with an Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Offshore, approximately $22,000. Milestones turned into metal. His collection now includes rarities like the Rolex Daytona Rainbow, whose sapphire bezel helps drive resale values to approximately $500,000. As a Breitling ambassador, Giannis owns a one-off Chronomat B01 Piece Unique, described as the brand's rarest. He also co-designed limited chronomats priced $6,700 to $48,700, complete with Bucks green dials and signature details. His lifestyle moves at jet speed too. He's been associated with private flights on aircraft like the Gulfstream G550, a long-range jet valued above $40 million, the kind of mobility that keeps family, brand work, and basketball within reach of a single itinerary. For Giannis, luxury isn't noise, it's narrative. Timepieces as trophies, collaborations as biography, and travel as freedom earned. Away from the bright lights of the NBA, Giannis Antetokounmpo's world is shaped by love, loyalty, and the family he has built with Mariah Riddlespringer. Their story began in 2014, long before superstardom, when they met at the NBA Summer League in Las Vegas, where Mariah was working as an intern. Their connection grew quietly and steadily, and by 2016, they made their relationship public. Mariah, a former Rice University volleyball player with a degree in sports management, has carved her own path, launching her inspirational apparel brand, Sincerely Mariah, in 2021, and later becoming a strategic initiatives director for the Antetokounmpo Family Foundation. Together, the couple built a family that quickly became Giannis's grounding force. Their first son, Liam, was born in 2020, followed by Maverick in 2021, Eva in 2023, and Aria in 2025. In September 2024, Giannis and Mariah married in Greece during a 3-day celebration attended by family, friends, and stars such as LeBron James, Serena Williams, and Chris Middleton, who served as best man. It was intimate, meaningful, and a nod to Giannis's roots. Throughout his career, Giannis has remained largely free of personal scandal. The few moments framed as controversy have stemmed not from misconduct, but from competitive frustration. Public comments about team performance during tense seasons, reflecting his emotional investment rather than personal trouble. At home, he remains an introverted, family-focused man whose private life stands in sharp contrast to his global fame. Mariah calls him her quiet anchor. He calls her his greatest support. Their life, filled with children, shared values, and a commitment to giving back, reveals a side of Giannis the world rarely sees. Behind the Greek freak is a devoted husband, a proud father, and a man who never forgets the people who walk beside him. And that wraps up the luxury life of Giannis Antetokounmpo. A life built not on shortcuts, but on grind, sacrifice, and heart. From rare watches to private jet travel, and a lifestyle shaped by intention, Giannis shows that true luxury isn't just about what you buy, it's about what you've earned. If you enjoyed this look into the world of the Greek freak, make sure to like, subscribe, and stick around, because Giannis's rise isn't slowing down anytime soon. Thanks for watching.